Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'll show you how I created this encapsulated sea glass look using Revel's new sea glass dip powder collection. I have already applied the tips, filed them into almonds, and they are primed with Young Nails Protein Bond. Apply base gel to all 5 fingers in a thin layer, thinner the better. And this is my bad hands, so bear with the shakes and awkwardness, sorry. I have a system I find helps me a lot when I work with gel. You will see me do these same steps every time I apply gel on my own hands. I do a strip of product right down the center of each nail, dropping off the product I will need. And then I do one side of the nail, swap to the other side, and tighten up the cuticle area. And then I pull away any extra product. I really do want these layers as thin as possible. When working with gel, remember to always keep your fingers pointed downwards so gravity pulls product away from your cuticles. I'm not going to cure this layer, and I have a bit of a system for what nails get which color, but for the most part, I just want a splotchy effect with 3 glow powders on the inner 3 fingers, and my pinky and thumbs are going to be ombre'd. And blue didn't show up as well as I'd like, but that's okay. I don't want any of these colors to actually show through in the end, I just want their glowing abilities. Now I can fully cure this and scrub the powder off afterwards. Apply base to the lower half of the nails to start the background layers. I used a mix of Sulu and Aegean, but I did find afterwards this barely showed through, so I think I'd just do Sulu if I did this again. And this did take 2 coats to be opaque enough, but I also dipped them right into Sulu to get lots of pigment because this collection does have that transparency effect and I didn't want to do another layer, so I packed as much as I could in. I applied the gel closer to the cuticle on the second layer, but I am avoiding applying color there right now. Just try to darken the tip of the nail. Flash cure all that into place and then use the tacky layer at the top of the nail to start applying the transition color. Take advantage of darkening the colors here as much as you can. I was worried Flores wouldn't be able to overcome the green, but in the end she did do great. The background color for the middle fingers, I'm going to use Flores, Baltic, and Mediterranean, using the same technique to apply the base, close to the cuticle at the very end. You will find the gel stays in place really well on top of the powder, but you really need to work it in with a brush. I find using extra gel helps it flow over the powder easily, but remember to pull away all that thickness at the very end. The system I had in mind for creating this effect was doing 2 different color splotches on each nail and then filling in the negative space with a third color, but it's up to you how you want to achieve this look. I do recommend a brush for this, even if it's a bit more tedious, just because the brush naturally fades the color outwards from where you drop it, helping create the ombre fade with the other colors, whereas scooping it right on top creates a much harsher line. This really comes to life after the second coat, so don't be surprised if the first layer barely shows color, especially Flores. She is very shy. I used more base to apply the mylar and the other decorations, but I didn't put the gel anywhere near the cuticles. I want like a little island of wet gel. Adding gel near the cuticles will just bulk it up at this point. Mylar can be tricky, and I want certain reflective pieces, so I'm being a bit picky about what pieces I'm using. It's really common for a few pieces to get stuck together too, making them really thick, so I'm separating them and getting them onto the nail. I'll spread them out nicely before I cure it though. I did do the thumb and pinky separately, and I did the inner three together, starting with the metal pieces. These are thick, so I placed them where I knew the apex would be its thickest, and avoided anywhere near the edges. Then I filled in the negative space with the mylar, which I have a system for based on which color the nail is primarily, but you can do this however you want. I found this to be mostly a waste of time in the end, as mylar looks awesome no matter what color it is, so save yourself some time and go nuts. Fully cure it when you're all happy with its placement, and you can see when I clear cap this with the base, the mylar pokes out and about. This is good. It will give you dimension to the mylar, so don't freak out if it's not all flat. And before I cure this, I'm going to throw some caviar beads in there. These are the smallest kind. I do not recommend the bigger kind, and I barely had room even for this size when I filed later. But again, I concentrate them around the apex area and spread them out to look like bubbles. Fully cure that, and then we can work on the thumb and the pinky. Just adding a few more coats of base, flash curing, and brushing the color over the mylar at the top. Flores needed an extra coat to really come to life, but she did get there. Now for the encapsulation with hard gel. This is Young Nails Clear Builder. It has the consistency almost the same as Revel's base gel, but when it cures, it's a lot stronger and won't bend or flex. So the first thing I do is apply a slip layer to the nail, which is basically a super thin coat of gel in all the places I want it to be. Then I take a behemoth glob of gel and dab it down like a poofy cloud. Slowly press down a little bit and you will see it kind of fill out your slip layer. So be careful you're not pressing it into the skin area too much, just a little bit. And then pretend you're a windshield wiper, literally. As you go down the nail, float the product from side to side, side to side. I did need 2 globs for most of the nails here, which is fine, it's a little brush. But just make sure your fingers are always pointing down so the gravity pulls your product away from your skin. And work quickly or you will get a gel avalanche, which isn't a lot of fun, but you can kind of control that by flipping your finger upside down for a few seconds. And I flash cure every nail afterwards to lock it in place as I work on the next one. This is really important. You might hear people say, just get the product on the nail or respect the process. And this is kind of what that means. It doesn't have to look pretty or be in the right shape. Just keep it somewhat out of the cuticles and build a mountain of product. As long as the final shape you want is somewhere within your mountain, you are fine. Practice will make this easier and cleaner each time you do it. However, to some of your dismay, I did not film me filing the product off in this video. It was pretty long and it would make this video really, really long. This is my bad hand, and filing video using my bad hand might not be very informative as it's just weird contortionist positions and a lot of awkwardness. It is, however, high on my to-do list to make a filing video soon. Here's the before the filing process, a little bit of a mess, a little chunky, and here is the afterwards. Much more slimmed down. We lost a lot of mylar, but that's okay. And I did do one hand shiny and one matte because honestly, I could not tell what I liked more. They both look really, really cool. And here's what it looks like with the lights off, which is honestly the best part. I have a little deep sea aquarium right on my nails. And that is that. I hope you guys liked this video. I linked all the products in the description box below. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell and check out all of my socials for creative nail designs and ideas, and let me know what kind of tutorial you want to see next.